not trying to.
So, if you came from my other video, you know what this video is about, or if you even saw the title, you know what it's about. So basically, I'm gonna explain what I've gone through, basically almost my 16 years of living. I'm currently in my closet because I don't want to wake up my mom, and my brother's working out, so you can, like, in his room, so you can hear it. Sorry, you can hear my text coming on from my computer. That's like my light source right now. But let's get on with it. I'm gonna be talking about like specific things, I guess. I don't really know if they're triggering. It's probably like it can be triggering for some people, so if you're very sensitive, I wouldn't watch this video. But yeah, I think my life was good. Like, I didn't really have any difficult problems until middle school. Also, I'm probably gonna cry in this video because I'm already getting teary, but it's just when I talk about like difficult subjects, because yeah, honestly it wasn't that bad going into middle school, because so I went to an elementary school and I had like a big group of friends from kindergarten to like 4th grade, which is when I left elementary school to go to middle school. So basically, I'm gonna have to touch this a lot. So basically, when I went to my middle school, the girl I was best friends with at the time for the past like 2 years didn't get it accepted into my middle school. So kind of wasn't in the same friend group anymore. And on the first week, I created 3 new best friends, which I'm still pretty close with today. And then throughout my 4 years of middle school, I created this amazing group of friends. And honestly, I miss them. Love them the most. They'll always be a part of my life. Oh my god, that's so sad. 8th grade, I mean, middle school wasn't even that difficult. Like, school overall, like, I didn't like it, but I didn't realize until I got to high school how, like, much fun I had, I guess, and how easy it was. And then basically, next I'm gonna be talking about acne, because as you can see, I have really bad, well, it doesn't look horrible, but I have pretty bad acne. In 8th grade, it started getting really bad, and then basically that carried on to 9th grade, but then over the summer of going into my 10th grade year, it started to clear up. Like, this isn't even that bad. I used to have it all across, like, I have some, but my whole forehead used to be filled with pimples, which is kind of gross, but I'm glad it's not as bad. It's bad right now because I'm stressed and I'm eating a lot of junk food because of quarantine, but yeah. I don't really know much about how to help with acne. During the summer, I was just exercising like every day because I went to tennis clinic, and I also drink a lot of water because if you didn't, you would literally faint. But yeah, that's basically all I did that cleared my skin up. The next topic I'm going to talk about is real friends and fake friends. Honestly, I don't think I've had to deal with fake friends. I mean, there's always going to be fake people, but I don't think I've ever been really close with someone that turned out to be really fake. Like, there's people I've considered friends, but not people I would hang out with every day, that were fake. Since I wasn't that close to them, it didn't really apply to me. I don't know. Past year, okay, so one of my friends that I made my first year going into middle school, 5th grade, has been my best friend since 5th grade up until 9th grade. I mean, I guess we're still friends. I really haven't talked to her this whole year, but like, honestly, in 9th grade, it was getting a little toxic, but that just happens when you get into high school, okay? I'm sorry, I'm crying. I'm starting to cry. Well, she might watch this video, so if you see this, love you still. You're still gonna be my friend forever, even though we don't talk that much anymore. Also, it's not like she was a toxic person or I was a toxic person. Just things that were happening in our own lives kind of clashed with each other. I think, I don't know, I don't really know what happened, but I think it's just better. Like, she's happy with her group of friends and I'm happy with mine. Well, it doesn't look like I am, but I swear I am. I think the only way to deal with like a toxic friendship, and it doesn't even have to be like the person's toxic, it can depend on what people are going through at the time. So like, just because like you guys are getting into arguments, it doesn't always mean that the other person's toxic. I don't know how to explain it, but that's just my take. There are like people that are toxic, and I'm not going to call anyone out, but there are toxic people. There's obviously always going to be toxic people, but it's not anyone I was really ever close with, or like when they were toxic, I was close with them. Next, I think I'm going to talk about my real friends. I think my whole group at Baird, those were a big group of my real friends. Most of us became friends in 5th grade, and the ones that didn't go to our middle school in 5th grade became part of our group in 6th grade. And we still have a group chat. We don't text that much, but we still love each other so much. And I feel like we didn't understand. Like, we always complained about school, but I don't think we realized how amazing we had it and how fun middle school was. I don't even know why I'm crying, because I'm still friends with them. Like, what is happening? Oh my god. Next, I'm going to talk about real friends, basically, that I've dealt with. Or like, that sounds so bad. So, one of the people that I hang out with at lunch became one of my best friends in 6th grade. So yeah, that's amazing. Also, even this year, I met like 3 new friends that became really good friends to me. Actually, I've been like talking to them every day over quarantine, which is really fun. They know who they are, and they're probably watching this and they're gonna make fun of me, but yeah. And necessarily, real friends don't even have to come from school. Like, I do Girl Scouts, and one of my best friends forever does Girl Scouts with me. We've known each other since like kindergarten or preschoolish. And the weird thing is, we're actually related, and she knows who she is too, but I don't know if she's watching this. But yeah, be one of my best friends for like life, I think. I hope. They don't have to be from school. This year I haven't been that connected with church, but I have amazing youth group, and there's these 2 girls. They know who they are. They're gonna watch my video and make fun of me for it, but it's fine. They're actually 2 years younger than me, but I consider them really good friends too. Also, there's these camps one camp technically I went to. It's junior high camp. It's for like all these different Christian Asian churches around the world. I went all my 4 years, and one of the best experiences of my life, which I guess kind of leads on to the next topic. So the next topic, I'm going to be talking about Christianity. Not everyone believes in God or is a Christian, which I understand. But basically, I was baptized when I was like 2, I think, and I've been raised a Christian. I go to the church my mom grew up in, which is crazy. That's amazing. So I was talking about junior high camp. I went all 4 years. It's a week-long camp. There's not really any cell service. It's almost so from when you're going into 5th to when you're going into 8th. So basically the middle school years. I met amazing people there that I can always trust, and it's honestly one of the best experiences you'll ever have, or in an opinion you'll ever have. What's wrong with me? One of the best experiences you'll ever have. Which leads, so that camp you can only go to 4 years, which is really sad. And the next one is for like high school. I say high school because it's 5 years. You can go going into 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and your first year of college. Last year I did not attend because I had tennis camp. But the thing is, so basically what happens at junior high camp, the younger one, is like you're in a growth group, which you spend like 50% of your time there with. And then there's another group, I honestly can't remember what it's called, but it's like Bible study basically, where you just read scriptures and you get closer to God. Well, everything there brings you closer to God. But my first year, honestly, I didn't know that my tennis camp was actually, we were taking a break in the middle because of some new rule our school district created. But basically the week we took off was Asian camp. And, well, by then it was too late to sign up. But even, like, I could have skipped tennis camp and went, but I didn't. I don't talk about this subject a lot because, like, I don't know. Growing up, I did go to Sunday school. I did go to church almost every week, and I did learn about God. I was raised to believe in Him and everything that He does, and that He is a, like, path for me to go through. But I don't know, it's probably just me, because, like, even now it's hard for me to pay attention, but I don't remember many stories about, like, that came from the Bible. And Asian camp is like a serious version of junior high. Like, you get more involved with God, and it's like not more strict, but kind of at the same time it is. And I don't know if this is true, this is just what someone that went told me, so not from my own experience, but yeah. So if we would read part of the Bible, when even in the junior high camp, it's like, honestly, I don't know for sure what it's saying, but I try my best. So when it came to Asian camp, I was scared that, like, I wouldn't know as much as everyone else about God and the Bible, and I wouldn't know what everything meant, which is why one of my goals for quarantine / this summer was to reread the Bible, because I don't think I've ever read it, like, every single word for word. But yeah, that's basically my experience. Okay, next I'm going to talk about high school overall. So my first year, I rarely ever had homework, which I didn't even understand how much of a blessing that was. So I chose the pathway multimedia, business, and marketing. Or my parents made me choose a pathway, but yeah, that was the pathway I was in. So basically, everyone that was in that pathway had to take multimedia class. I met amazing people my first year of school that I'm friends with now. But the thing is, last year I wasn't really happy. I don't know if that relates to my friend that, like, we were just kind of not as, like, nice to each other. Like, we were just fighting kind of a lot. Just things were changing overall because, like, first year of high school, of course, things are gonna change. But, I don't know. But I just wasn't that happy. Like, I had an amazing time, specific classes, but I had like a good 2 or 3 friends in every class that I loved to hang out with, but I think the other kids in that class that were annoying overpowered it, and it just didn't give me a great freshman experience. Also, I didn't go to formal, I didn't go to Sadie's, I didn't go to any of the dances, but I did play tennis my first year. So now this year of high school, obviously it got cut short, but yeah. Going into it, one of my best friends, or like a lot of my best friends that I had like 7 classes with, or not 7, like 4 classes with each last year, I didn't have classes with any of them, so that was really hard. But I had other friends. Sophomore year was extremely stressful for me. Can't stress that enough. Doing a sport on top of an AP class is so hard. Having those 2 difficult classes along with having to play sport, you practice for 2 hours and then you leave your 5th period like 30 minutes into it, and then and then you skip 6th period, but that was PE, so it didn't matter. Overall, doing a sport along with hard classes was really difficult. I think 3 or 4 months it was when I was doing tennis. I would come home crying every night because I would be staying up till 1 or 2 doing homework, and that was at the beginning of the year. So if you were to do a sport in the middle or the end of the year, that's so hard because the work is even harder. Yeah, my experience overall for sophomore year, maybe I was stressed out because of like tennis and how hard the classes were, but honestly I met even more amazing people in my classes and I created more friends, and overall I think I like this year better even though I was more stressed because of how much more fun I think I had in the classes. Like, my first 2 periods weren't fun, but after that I literally loved being at school, which sounds so weird, but I did. Okay. Oh, this is really far back. Okay, we're gonna skip back up. Next thing I'm gonna talk about is anxiety. My anxiety is definitely not as bad as a lot of people's. Mine's just, I mean, it's manageable. I don't know, like, because it's not like someone told me, oh, you have anxiety. I just know it's a thing you kind of know. This kind of will go into the next subject about family. I have an amazing family. I love my family the most. At the beginning of the year when I was getting really stressed out, I would fight with my mom a lot, which is not her fault. It's because like I was just so stressed out, which is happening also right now during quarantine because I just don't like being forced to stay in one spot because I feel like I'm being suffocated, I guess. I don't know. Okay. I feel like since she grew up from such a different time and didn't have to go through the same exact things, it's different for us, and she doesn't understand that I have anxiety and I get anxious for like no reason sometimes, which is really difficult. I don't know. I don't really know how to talk about it because I don't know specifically what's anxiety or like, yeah. Next, I want to talk about another one, how you view yourself. So growing up, I was always like different because I'm Asian. Like, it took me forever because like when I was in elementary school, my friend and I were doing makeup and I didn't realize why I couldn't put on eyeliner. Like when I closed my eyes and did it like this, but when I opened it you couldn't see it. I didn't understand hooded eyes that Asians have, and most likely my other non-Asian friends did not have, which duh. But yeah, and when I was like, I think in 8th grade, people just like made fun of race and stuff, and especially when you're Asian and you definitely look different, like just your eyes and how, like, I don't know how to describe it, but you can obviously tell how people look differently, especially when I'm not looking at myself specifically. My eyes are smaller, which is weird, but I don't know, that's what happens with me. Ever since I think like 8th grade, I would make fun of myself for being Asian, which isn't good, but it was like my way of coping with like, oh, you have to understand that this is like, I know it's not right, but this is the society we live in, and you have to accept that you're gonna be different than others. So also making fun of myself, well, not necessarily making fun of myself, but cracking jokes at myself, things Asians did or Asian stereotypes, was basically my way of coping with that and understanding that everything that my friends, I know this might sound bad, would say about me being Asian was a joke. Your friends, if they joke about stuff like that, but with me joking about it myself, it's kind of, I guess, my way of accepting that or showing people that it's fine with me, because honestly, I understand that's how people are, and it's honestly been like that forever, and it should change, but it's not. So I have to deal with it one way or another. Okay, well, I'm not gonna be hurt by what others say about me being Asian if I've already said that joke myself. Like, come on, you gotta be more creative than that, buddy. Just kidding. That was gross. No. I really like being Asian. a huge part of my identity because I'm half Japanese, half Chinese, I'm full Asian, and just, I don't know, I didn't grow up learning either of the languages. Next thing I'm going to talk about is body image. Okay, start of freshman year, I was 102 pounds. I was still 5'2", 5'1"-ish, so same height basically. I never had fat, and then this year I have I'm still skinny, which I'm very grateful for, but I also work for my body. I don't eat for my body, but I work for it, so it kind of evens out and I stay the same. But basically it's flat and then there's a little pooch, which I'm fine with. Well, I say I'm fine with it, but really it's weird because I gained about 13 pounds from the beginning of freshman year till now, so I'm like around 115 pounds, but I'm still very skinny. I'm just trying to get more toned, and right now that's very hard. I was working out every day, so I would do my own workouts from like Christmas till quarantine, and then I started the when everyone's literally doing the Chloe Ting's 14-day workout. I was doing that every day of quarantine. Well, not every day. I think for at least 14 days I was doing all 14, or 4 workouts, not 14. And my body was so nice. I was getting toned. But then these last 5 days, I haven't done any of her workouts. My abs are already gone. I can feel like how heavy my stomach is, and it bothers me. It really does. But right now, I just don't have the motivation to do it. I constantly look in the mirror and I don't not that I don't necessarily like how I look, but I'm always unhappy, not ever fully satisfied. After doing workouts and after results, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm happy, this is getting better. But if something changes, I stop working out for a little bit and it goes away, I'm like, you should have kept working out. But I guess that's just a part of staying healthy. I don't like comparing myself to other people because everyone's different. It's a part of your heritage, heredity, I can't speak. It's kind of late right now. I don't know. I've been recording forever. But yeah, it's not even whether how much you work out or not. It's not going to be the same. And you just have to be motivated. I mean, everybody should be okay with their body. I know it's hard to say because when there's other people out there with nicer bodies and they're like, you should be happy, every body's beautiful, you're like, well, yeah, you say that because you have an amazing body. But truly, I think everyone should be happy with their body, and I need to learn to do that too, because in the generation that we grow up in today, it's so weird because people are getting body shamed for how they look. Next, I can't really speak on this because I'm not an influencer, and I guess I can because everyone has an opinion, but I'm going to talk about cancel culture. I have not been canceled because I am not famous, nor am I popular, but I wanted to talk about this because, not that many people are going to watch this, but I think it's things people need to learn more about. Okay, if you don't want to hear about TikTok things, but if you don't keep up with it, you're not really going to understand what I'm saying, and I'm probably going to be sounding dumb. But I wanted to talk about this because it's something I feel strongly about because, I don't know. So the first thing is, I guess, racism. There's people who make fun of Asians, and I know it's not the same thing as saying the N-word, but people get canceled for saying the N-word, but when they make a joke about Asians, it's like, haha, that's so funny. I don't think either should be canceled, but I think people need to understand that neither are okay. And I understand that I'm Asian, but I think I can't say for if I wasn't, but I think if I wasn't, I would definitely still believe that it's not okay to make fun of anyone's race, even if they are white. Just because they don't really have as much difficulties as other races. Okay, I think it's not okay to make fun of them either because they have feelings too. This isn't really part of the cancel culture part, but yeah. thank you guys for watching my 16th birthday video. I just want to say thank you if you did watch this. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. It's not even my birthday yet, but if you wish me a happy birthday, thank you so much. I feel like it's good to just get everything off my chest and talk about things that I feel for once, other than, you know, listening to people all the time. It's good to talk about my own feelings. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, go check out my whole series of quarantine clean out. There should be 2 videos coming out after this, but there were also 2 that came in before, so if you haven't watched those, go watch those. And then there's also videos I filmed like last year, so go watch those too. Watch all the audio be messed up and I didn't even know. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching.